White Leaps tastes good like a beer should.
You said it. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Try a frosty cold glass of Bavarian right away.
That you say? No Boulder Dash or baloney here.
Cheers, everyone, and welcome to the Unfiltered Gentleman. And now, with a higher BAC than your ABV, Greg, Scott, and Dan.
That's right. Welcome in, everybody. It's us, it's we, it's them. It's the Unfiltered Gentleman. Thanks for joining. Thanks for listening. Most importantly, thanks for drinking along. I am Greg. Not so creative names this time. Over there is Scott.
This is magic.
And underneath him is, well, next to him is Dan.
That's right. Not underneath me.
No, never. And I swear one of these days we'll get a new voiceover. In fact, I've already paid the guy. Allie, how's it going?
Hi.
Hello.
Wait,
there.
My name didn't show up?
No, it did not.
Oh.
It's a new format. We'll talk about that
Do
in
I
a
need
couple
to
of
introduce myself?
Please.
My name was Hi Vanessa. Hi.
Oh.
That was my name today.
Could not see the names on our new recording system. One downside is you guys can't be smart asses, I guess.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So sorry. Anyways, thanks everyone for listening. Thanks for joining. Shout out to our top listening city of last week, which was the Little Old City. There might even be a full city of Oak Park, California. Oak Park, California. Glad to see they're still around after all the fires and everything. And don't forget to hashtag show us your beers when you're on the gram and tag us and everything you got. We like to see beer pictures. Rate and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you're listening to your pods. We're there. Rate and subscribe. It helps their stupid, nerdy algorithm find us, and that's how we get more famouser. So thanks, everyone, for listening. Thanks for joining. I am not going to mess around too much. We have a special guest joining us tonight, so let's crack right into the beer side of things.
Grab your libations, pals. It's time for Beer of the Week.
And if you're drinking, well, you know that you're my friend, and I'll say, I think I'll have myself a beer.
Are we ever having ourselves a beer? As I said, special guest joining us all the way from the other side of town is the head brewer of 14 Cannons, Nick Bordelin. Nick, thank you for joining us.
Cheers. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, cheers indeed. Nick's here to talk about their latest collab with another local brewery around here. I'll let him talk about that. This is in honor of their third anniversary, which I was very surprised to see third anniversary on the can. I was like, no way, it's like the second anniversary, right? So please tell us about the fantastic beer you have blessed us with today.
It's a cryo hop monster. I think I even put that on the label. It's Institution Ale Company. They're out of Camarillo. It's our first official collab ever with 14 Cannons. So I wanted to definitely go with a local brewery for that, and one that we've looked up to for quite some time. And Institution was cool enough to agree to brew our third anniversary beer with us.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was thinking, I don't think these guys have done a collab before. And
yeah, very first one.
That's awesome. Well, you guys picked a cool crew to hang out with for your first collab. A couple of stats on this one: 6.9%, 45 IBUs, and get out there and vote on Untappd. It's 2 new, so get out there and start voting, so you can get an Untappd score going. So guide us through a little bit of a tasting with this one. What should we be sniffing? What should we be tasting? All that good stuff.
Yeah, definitely sniff it first. It's an aroma bomb. And this was a fun collab. The idea behind this beer was we took our 2 basically core IPAs and blended them. So when I first moved to the area 5+ years ago, Institution was kind of the beer I was drinking the most and seeking out, and they're 7 years old now. Wow. And so they're kind of like the OGs of Ventura County. I that's how I view them.
Yeah, they're really
especially
one of
the hoppy guys. If you want a good Ventura County IPA, seek out Institution. Mm-hmm. And so when I first moved to the area, I was drinking their White Walls a lot. That's one of their core IPAs.
Good choice.
Yeah, excellent beer. It's a fun one. It's 100% Citra hops. You can never go wrong with Citra, right? And it's what makes that beer unique is it's a wheat IPA.
Oh, wow.
So it's I think basically half wheat. I don't want to give away secrets here. But that's what gives this beer, the collab, a really good soft mouthfeel.
Yeah.
is using that wheat in there, incorporating that. That's something that we don't really use in our IPAs at 14 Cannons. We just stick to either the 2-row or the Pilsner base. And so doing a wheat base with this was a lot of fun. And then we took our flagship IPA, which is Tranicide, and that's a cryo-hopped IPA with Simcoe, Mosaic, and Equinaut. And so when we were emailing back and forth, coming up with the recipe for this, we thought it'd be kind of fun and kind of interesting branding to mash up both of our core IPAs and do it 100% cryo-hopped and just have a bunch of fun and make it way too hoppy. And I think the results kind of speak for themselves with that.
Very, very old school with the hop bomb there.
Yeah, for sure.
Do they normally use cryo in white walls?
No, it's just regular Citra and white walls. So that was kind of a fun twist on it. Was with Tranicide being 100% cryo, I wanted to keep the collab with all cryo. And so we were lucky to have a box of cryo Citra laying around, which is like a casual $1,500 worth of hops. And I was like, what are we going to use this on sometime soon? Like it was burning a hole in my pocket to use it. And we came up with this collab idea, and I think it turned out great.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is really good. And I don't know, put anybody on blast, I like this better than regular white walls. Like you get a little bit of that white walls, especially the softness from it, and you get a lot of citrus. I think that comes from the Tyrannicide side of things. And on the nose, as our friends would say, this is super dank, super piney, and I get a little bit of citrus there too. This is just like super classic, old school West Coast IPA.
And that's really what we were going for with, I think I put even something cheeky on the can. I said, cheers to 3 years and clear beers. So I hope half your listeners don't stop listening now. But
look at our numbers go.
Delightfully cheeky.
Yeah. We don't, neither of our breweries really make hazy IPAs. Institution definitely does not make hazy IPAs. And,
oh, good.
And when we came out the gate 3 years ago, we invested heavily into a centrifuge and wanted to make West Coast IPAs. So it was kind of fun of, hey, like this is the style of IPA we both really love and are known for. And so that's kind of how we ended up with something more old school, like you're saying, Greg.
Yeah. And it's, it is definitely old school. It's delicious. How do you guys, we're in the middle of a pandemic. How'd you guys kind of get together and collab on this?
It was definitely the whole face mask thing, and we weren't high-fiving or anything like that.
No sharing beers.
Yeah, no sharing beers, but their crew did come over and spent the day on the brew deck with us. And, so we took turns going up on the brew deck and adding hops. So we weren't all on the brew deck at the same time for those cool collab pictures. I think we might have gotten one picture. I think our social media gal made sure we got one picture together.
I think I saw one up there with the whole crew.
Yeah. But for the most part, it was, it was a cool day. It was just, it's always fun to talk shop with people. And I think that's why brewers love doing collabs. And after that day, I was telling my assistant brewer, Andros, I was like, man, we need to do some more collabs. It's a lot of fun. Not just a normal day in the factory,
Right. And between you two, you guys have probably the two nicest breweries, like equipment wise, in the area. So that must have been nice getting to play with each other's brewing gear.
Same brew house manufacturer, but yeah. Brewers are always judging.
Right.
Yeah.
It's always a measuring contest.
It is. It's,
oh boy, come on, guys.
You unzip a little when you say, well, look at my whirlpool. Yeah.
That's dirty. And how did you guys settle on the recipe? It was like 50-50 each beer, or
it was pretty much 50-50 each. Yeah. I think White Walls clocks in at like that 6.5 or a little below 6, and Tranicide 7.5. And when we were, came up with the wheat to 2-row ratio, we ended at that 6.9%. And then we actually used some hop extract to bitter.
Okay.
Because we wanted to make sure that this was 100% cryo hop through and through. And so I didn't want to throw in any hop pellets for bittering, just so we were true to branding, to make sure that, in case anyone found out or saw a picture, they use regular hops. No, we used hop extract to bitter, and the hop extract charges that we got came into a nice even 45 IBUs. And I think that is what makes this such a crisp bitterness too, as well. It's not too lingering. It's definitely there, like on the palate.
Yeah.
But it doesn't like scorch your tongue afterwards.
Right. And it's also nice and dry, so it moves along nicely too.
Right. It's dry, it's clean. Yeah.
Yeah. And I would have imagined that it was more than 45 IBUs, but surprising that it's only 45.
Yeah. We did triple dry hop this with, 4 different brands of cryo hops. So I think there's probably some residuals coming through.
Yeah.
The perception is higher for sure.
Yeah. Being pandemic and all that stuff right now, has there been any issues with trying to get your beer out there? Obviously, people aren't coming to the brewery like they were before, but
right.
Beyond the obvious, is there any issues with like getting your beer out there? You guys have canned a little bit more. How's that process been going?
The hardest part about it is just procuring cans. Packaging material is really hard to come by right now. It used to be pre-pandemic about a 2 to 3 week lead time max on getting new cans. Now we're having to schedule these can releases like 9 weeks in advance.
Oh, geez.
So it takes 2 to 3 weeks to brew an IPA, and you have to order your cans 9 weeks before that.
That's insane.
So yeah, forecasting right now is a nightmare. If any of you listeners have any kind of cool forecasting software that you want to talk to me about, that'd be great. But yeah, it's so hard to predict right now. So we're just planning 9 weeks in advance on the brew schedule right now, and going really, really heavy with canned goods. Thank God we had the canning line installed already.
Right.
So we're not, at the mercy of those mobile canners that a lot of brewers are right now.
And that was coming in like right before the pandemic, wasn't it?
And we'd had it for about a year. But we were still only doing like maybe 20% of our beer was getting canned.
Okay.
And now it's completely flipped.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're canning like 75 to 80% of every drop of liquid we make now.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Have you guys instituted any sort of, changes for Rona that are like, oh, these are actually good changes. We're gonna keep going with these.
Yeah. I mean, the tasting room feels a lot safer now.
Right.
We don't have customers inside, but cleanliness is a huge thing. And safety side, it really comes down to we're self-distributed. So I have 2 sales guys out on the road every day, and I have a delivery driver and a line cleaner out on the road every day. And so it's been really like focusing on making sure that they're safe and comfortable with their work environment and having the proper PPE and all that good stuff.
You said a delivery guy. So where do you have this available?
This beer is right now, it's available at our brewery for sure. It's available at Institution for the time being. I think theirs is probably going to sell out pretty quick. And local bottle shops in Westlake and Thousand Oaks and the Valley. One of my favorite accounts in the Valley is Mission Wine and Spirits.
Okay.
They took as much as we'd let them have. This is a super limited release. I think we sold 50 cases over the weekend, and we did a 120 case run. So it's a very limited beer, but it was designed to be that way. It's special. It's our 3rd anniversary. It's our first collab. It's something we wanted just to put out in the market and sell really quickly because it's so hoppy that we want you to enjoy it now.
Well, talk about forecasting. I bet it's hard to figure out how much beer you should make.
Yeah, I mean, because some restaurants are reopening now, and we had probably 100 accounts before, the shit. Can I say that? Sorry.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've just been calling Rona the shit. I'm sick of calling it Rona or the virus. It's the shit. So yeah, so before the shit happened, we had about 100 accounts, and they're slowly reopening, and so it's getting back into those bars and restaurants, but again, like one of our favorite local restaurants is Finney's in Westlake.
Love Finney's.
Man, they used to be good for 3 to 6 kegs a week, and it was like, fuck yeah, let's like keep up with Finney's. That was like half of our business plan was let's just keep up with Finney's and it'll be great. And now it's just the beer's not moving as fast.
Mission statement: keep up with Finney's. I like.
Yes, yeah.
How'd you come up with the name on this one?
Andros, my assistant brewer, came up with the name. Keep the Coast Clear is what we called this.
Right.
And that was kind of a nod to Central Coast and a clear IPA.
Nice.
So yeah, I thought it was a cool name, and it was kind of a clever double entendre. Right.
Is it hard coming up with beer names these days? Now that
man, I don't do it.
Cute?
I make the stuff, but I let the staff really name the beers.
You let the cute people be cute.
Yeah. I think the beers I've named at the brewery, like one of our flagships is Pale Ale. I came up with that name.
Yeah, that was
clever.
Yeah. But that is kind of a fun team building thing. Usually, is I'll say, hey, we're going to brew this style of beer. Here's the release date. Here's like the tasting notes on it and the bullet points of the beer, and come up with a name. You guys got like 2 weeks to do it. Let's go.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, and the bar staff, they like doing that as well, and we'll definitely get some interesting ones. But we are kind of like nautical themed a little bit, so that makes it easier.
Yeah. You probably get a lot of names from the staff that you can't quite use.
Yeah, and I probably shouldn't even say here. Yeah.
Right. Don't out anybody.
Give us one.
Yeah, don't out anybody if you don't have to.
Have you not heard Allie talk? Come on.
I'm so vain. I want to name all the beers after myself. I'm just going to say it. I totally do. I have to come up with a name for that beer, that the competition I was telling you guys about, and I just want to name it after myself.
Oh yeah. Allie, working down at Refuge, they're doing a contest right now with different adjuncts, and she's added in some various fruits and other things to a beer. And whoever, I guess is it the staff or the patrons that get to vote on it?
As long as you don't know whose is who, then you can vote.
Okay.
So if you're staff and you don't know whose is who, then you can vote, but it has to be completely like fair and anonymous.
But the customers get to vote also?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So, and it's the Baja Crush this year. I want to name it the Cali Crush because it's like my Instagram handle with the CALLY.
Right.
It'd be so cute, but
yeah,
I got denied.
All right. Very good. Anybody, any other questions for Nick about this beer specifically?
No question. Just good on you for going and just making like a straight up IPA. Like I'm drinking this and I'm like almost forgetting, like almost forgot what this tasted like. This particular style is everything you get now is like, or at least I've been on like, you can't find, it's all hazy. Everything really is hazy. And you know, this is like, it's very refreshing. Like it's like a breath of fresh air at this point. Like
Awesome.
Remembering this style, it's just so good.
I think that's mission accomplished for us, an institution.
Exactly. Yeah.
Brings
it's
you
so
back
good.
to the early days of IPAs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is. It's taking me back, and it's kind of sad, you know, that you have to like go back to those times. Like it's like taking me back, but it's like, you know, that's how it is now. Everything really is all hazed out. You got to clear it out.
Mm-hmm. Get those filters out.
Yeah, I just wanted to piggyback on that too with Dan saying about the hazies. Like I'm so over hazies, so I love that this is. And I will be honest, I typically don't love like the West Coast styles, but this beer really is awesome. I love it. It's probably when you said wheat, it was like the light bulbs went off. I'm like, oh, that's probably why, because I just love like the smooth mouthfeel that the addition of wheat will give it to you. So,
Nice
and I think the name is very clever. I love that. And congratulations, 3 years during the pandemic. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So happy anniversary to you guys.
Thank you. I was talking to someone today that the very first podcast I ever did was with Greg 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
It feels like yesterday, man, but yeah, it's been 3 years.
I looked it up. I looked it up today. It was late December of 2017. I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah, I had never done a podcast because I didn't know people wanted to talk to brewers. And but here we are. So yeah, much appreciated.
Yeah, we're nerds. We like talking beer since we can't make it ourselves.
Now, I
You
just wanted
can.
to ask, and maybe you covered this, and I missed it, but you were talking about delivery and all that. Are people allowed inside the brewery at this point?
Not inside. We do have a patio set up, so you can totally. We have a kitchen. We have a pizza kitchen that Rock and Roll Pizza runs. So super good New York style pizzas, and that's kept us open during all of this. So totally come check out the patio. We're going to actually build a permanent patio this week here. Cover it nice and shade. Get some heat lamps in there, and because I think moving forward, a lot of people are going to feel more safe outside. So we're going to keep offering that, I think, permanently.
And it's California. We can do it most of the time.
Right.
Oh,
To
yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
I don't got to worry about it. It never rains in Southern California. You know?
Right.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
why we pay the rent we pay, right?
Exactly.
Totally.
Yeah.
You're only going to have to use that heat lamp for like a month too. It's never,
Well,
doesn't even
we
really
are
get
in
that cold
Westlake,
here.
so we'll get,
Oh.
If it dips below 75, that's, the other pandemic.
Oh yeah. That's sweatshirt
You'll
weather
get
for
some
me.
complaints.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the day that the governor announced that everything's shutting down, breweries, bars, everything's shutting down. It was a Sunday. We're having brunch with some friends, and somebody sent us a screenshot of him making the announcement. We went, oh shit. So we ran immediately to 14 Cannons, and we had as much beer as we could.
Awesome.
And we had like 3 pizzas. It was the first time I'd had that rock and roll pizza. It's phenomenal. It is
They're
so
good, yeah.
It was surprising. I just like, oh, it's a pizza at a brewery. No,
Right,
it's
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the last time we drank inside of a brewery. 14 Cannons.
Hopefully soon we can let you back in.
Come soak in that AC.
Yeah.
All right, very nice. Well, this is like everyone said, I don't need to say it all over again, but this is fantastic. So thank you for sharing this with us. It's
My pleasure, guys.
good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Job well done.
Hang out crack-wise, if you will. And
Sure.
We'll talk a little beer and a couple other things as well.
Oh, yeah. It goes downhill from here.
Yeah. We talk about hot chicks too at one point.
That's true. That's Allie's favorite part of the
It's
show.
my favorite part.
All right. Here's where it starts to go downhill.
Have a grievance to share? It's time for crotch talk.
I don't have any grievances today. Hopefully nobody does. I want to mention a couple of things. First, a little piece of business. We are going to start releasing the shows on Wednesday in a couple of weeks. And that's just because during the shit, the shit has made this so much harder to do in a quick fashion. So it's just a lot more work, and doing it by Tuesday is not feasible. A little peek behind the curtain. So thanks to the shit, we'll be releasing shows on Wednesday, starting here in a couple of weeks. I like that so much better.
Yeah.
Due to shit 19.
Exactly. What else? Big shout out to Australia. We were peaking on the Australian podcast charts on Apple Podcasts this week. We got up to like 72. So apparently the people down in Australia are digging the gents. Probably thanks to Allie.
I wonder if they think that our accents are as hot as we think theirs are.
Hey, yeah, we put that out. We want that poll, man.
Yeah,
do you like our accents?
Let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like,
I want to know.
You guys are weird.
Do you like the accent of a cranky old man?
I do have quite a handful of friends in Down Under, so I'm going to take the credit for that one.
You got to poll them.
I've set my Siri to be Australian Siri.
Yeah.
Like it's just so much more pleasant.
Mine too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so much more
Gives me the feels.
Right. So thanks all you Australians. Throw another shrimp on for us. And also I wanted to mention that Fontana Jim, one of our favorite listeners, Fontana Jim, left us a rating on Apple Podcasts. And I only bring this up to encourage other people to leave a rating. He says, "Great podcast. What I've learned so far, ... Greg runs the show and keeps things moving. He talks about his job and traveling around the LA basin for work once in a while. My guess is he's driving that supervisor car for the bus lines, taking naps and running drivers that have accidents to the clinic for a drug test. Scott is like 80 years old and used to be an Uber driver. There's little mystery about which retail establishment he works at now. My guess it's the Costco pharmacy."
He's right.
Dan is a mystery. He reminds me of the 30-year-old stoner that lives in his dad's garage because he's independent, in quotes.
Hey, keep it down. I'm recording a podcast here.
Allie is the frequent guest and semi-permanent girl on the show. I've almost DM'd her when I was down in San Diego for a beer to meet up, but that just sounds super creepy. So until we're drinking at the same establishment sometime, cheers. All in all, it's a well-produced podcast. It's got a nice structure and mixes current beer and sports news. The bumpers are snappy, and the banter keeps you involved. The beer talk isn't snobby, and Dan will frequently say something super ordinary like, "It's a West Coast IPA. It's good."
He got Dan and Scott confused, I think, on that one.
No, because I'll at least get it right.
That's true. He gets the style right.
Shots fired.
Greg then must interview Dan to figure out what's good about that beer. Give it a couple listens. You might just like what you hear. So thanks, Fontana Jim. And that is all to say. Please leave us reviews. It helps the show out. And then I'll
very accurate.
Very, very accurate.
Yeah.
And it's been too long, Fontana Jim. You got to leave us a voicemail, something. You were like a weekly occurrence, and then you just like fell off the face of the earth. I thought you weren't listening to us no more. So you got to come back, man. We miss you.
He's a funny
miss
guy.
you busting balls, period.
I've never been able to partake in the drunk voicemails. So, I mean, if anybody could throw us a bone, would be great. Flex.
Please.
Yeah. They weren't drunk, but they were very epic voicemails he was leaving. It was like
Oh, I got to feel he's pissed off about something every
when-
day. So come on.
Once the shit started, he got pissed off a lot about a lot of things and frequently call in.
You know he's still pissed.
Oh, yeah. And then finally, I just wanted to mention that speaking of institution, I was down there over the weekend and had their Oktoberfest beer and their Fest beer. Good stuff down there, especially that Fest beer. I was very much enjoying the Fest beer. A couple of brats down there, hung out with Nick and Nicole and Wiley of Booze League fame. Had some beers, had some brats, hung out for the night, and things were good. Things were definitely good. It was a little slice of normal in the middle of all this shit. We got to sit outside, obviously, but it was nice having a beer at a table around people.
Also, shout out to Institution for the 2 GABF medals they just won.
Yes.
Ooh, huge. Wow. Congratulations.
For
That's
2
awesome.
of their Hoppy beers, their Session IPA and their Pale Ale.
Hell
and
yeah.
I had the pail. I had the pail that night because someone's like, this just won. Like today, I was like, oh, I got to try it. It was phenomenal. On Golden Dreams or something of that nature. Oh, I'm blanking on the name. Had to do with gold. Very, very good. That's it for me. What about you guys? Anything going on worthy of talking about?
No, nothing. I got that Wizards and Gargoyles, though. I'm ready to try that on the next show.
Coffee IPA.
So, yeah, I had to pick that up. I went down to that liquor store again. He had them there still. I'm like, oh, and actually he had them in cans this time too, but I got myself a bottle. I mean, he's got it all, man. This he's on top of it. It's crazy. Just a random liquor store in my neighborhood.
Nice. Nick, what about you? Any, any beer field trips, any brewery mishaps that you want to share?
Field trip. Hermosa Brewing Company of Hermosa Beach just opened their production facility and second tasting room in El Segundo.
Oh, nice.
And Laura and I went yesterday, had a lovely time. They are located within the R6 distillery in El Segundo. I think it's in a pretty established distillery down there. It was Rob Rubin's R6 distillery. It's got a cool little speakeasy, and Hermosa Brewing Company is now brewing beer out of there. And we were blown away by the high level of the food there. Oh. It was like gourmet food, man. It was charcuterie plates. It was slow braised short rib.
Oh,
yeah. I had a prosciutto and brie panini. Like not craft beer food. It was,
Pinkies up.
Yeah, super pinkies up. And really good liquid as well. They had amazing cocktails on the distillery side that Laura was enjoying, and I was enjoying all the Hermosa brews. So if you're in the El Segundo area, I think that was their soft opening this weekend. So I don't think they've advertised yet, but go blow them up.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. That sounds like fancy winery food.
Yeah. Oh man, just beyond. It was like 5-star eating, and you don't get that a lot at breweries.
No, that's
Yeah, it's like, do you like luxury?
Oh, it was
so fancy.
I was having like hand smoked nuts. I shouldn't have said that. God damn it.
Tell me more.
Oh no. Yeah, not around this group.
Oh man.
Oh,
it was on the charcuterie board. Charcuterie board, people.
Mm-hmm.
Those nuts were on the board.
Yeah. I'll take 2 servings, please.
Either way. Go to El Segundo.
Moral of the story.
Check out Hermosa Brewing Company and their nuts.
Don't leave your wallet there.
I hate to ask, but Allie, anything going on with you?
What does that mean? What the fuck, Greg?
We're gonna find out.
No, I had a pretty mellow weekend actually. I dodged a bullet. Didn't have to go to Yuma.
Congrats.
Very excited about that. The fellas went to Yuma for another baseball tournament, and my daughter and I were home all weekend, and girl stuff. We got our nails did and went to the mall, and
little beer research.
I did a lot of beer research. Yeah, I was telling you guys earlier, but I have so much beer in my fridge, and my family gives me shit for it. So I was like, I'll show these fuckers. I'm just going to make a huge dent in the beer fridge and then, fucking black out or something. So
that'll show us.
Doing them a favor.
Mother of the year strikes again.
No seltzers, right?
I did have some seltzers. Yes.
Nick,
I mean, they're in my fridge.
To black out when she has seltzers. Yeah.
Well, you got to stop pouring vodka in them.
Right. I only recently found out that was a thing. My friend was like, yeah, we dump vodka in our seltzers and go to the pool. I was like, why?
Yeah.
I think that's their best selling point.
Best selling point is you can add other things to them?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're not going to make any seltzers, are you?
No. We make beer at 14 Cannons.
Love it.
There you go.
You heard it here first. All right, fantastic. Let's class things up a little bit. Beer Babe of the Week. Allie's favorite part of the show.
Swing.
This one's a classy dame with a great palate. It's Beer Babe of the Week.
It is indeed. Her name is Jalen, and you can find her on the gram at Hoppy Hollow. In this one, she's drinking some, looks like a hazy, as well as a fruited sour from Crosstown Brewing Company. Crosstown Brewing Company. I'm trying to find the camera on this computer. So do yourselves a favor, if you're on the gram, give a follow to Jalen at Hoppy Hollow all one word, no spaces, dots, dashes, nothing like that.
Hoppy Hollow is 'tis the season right now. It's October, so it's
That's
Halloween.
True. It is very on
know?
brand.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Before we get to some booze news, I do have one more beer review. Let's make a call to the pen.
He calls to the bullpen for
Beer.
Haven't used that in a while. I am drinking in the spirit of collaboration. I am drinking Firestone Walker's Black is Beautiful Imperial Stout collaboration, of course, with Weathered Souls Brewing down there in Austin, Texas. This is 10%, 45 IBUs. Hey, the same as Keep the Coast Clear. 45 IBUs, has a 413 on Untappd. From the brewery, I feel like Stone wrote this for him. This is extremely long. We are honored to join Weathered Souls Brewing and over 1,000 breweries from 20 countries by participating in the Black is Beautiful initiative because we believe equal rights are non-negotiable. We're proud to be brewing a special Imperial Stout at our Propagator R&D brew house in Venice, California that originates from the Black is Beautiful recipe, created, of course, by Weathered Souls Brewing to support justice and equality. With bold notes of molasses, espresso, vanilla, and cocoa, this beer weighs in at around 10% ABV. It's rich and silky, and it is enhanced from partial bourbon barrel aging, a classic Firestone spin on the communal recipe. Our version of this beer consists of Parabola, aged in Woodford Reserve bourbon barrels, 30%, Velvet Merkin, aged in Heaven Hill bourbon barrels, 15%, and an Imperial Stout brewed at the Propagator, which was 55%. And as they say, this is definitely silky and just about as opposite as we can get from a West Coast IPA. On the nose, as somebody would say, very.
It's on the sniffer. We changed it.
On the sniffer, you're right. On the sniffer, get a lot of fig coming through hot on the nose there. A little bit of warmth from the booze. Smell a little bit of booze. I mean, it is 10% after all.
Yeah, you take that swig there.
Thank you for buying me just a second of time there. You get a little bit of cocoa up front, and then it finishes with that kind of quad-like flavor that Firestone is known for in their big beers. A little fig, a little cocoa, a little barrel flavor in there. All in all, just a great, easy sipper if you're looking for something big and boozy to finish your night with. Or if you're crazy and you want to start your night. Good morning, everybody. It's 10%.
I'm day drunk.
Guess who's day drunk again?
Yeah. Take that to your Zoom conference call.
No kidding.
Let's round things up with a little bit of booze news.
Extra, extra, drink all about it. It's time for booze news.
Some sad news, and no one's going to be too sad to hear, I don't think. Ballast Point is going to shutter their Chicago Brewpub on October 24th. Who could have seen that coming? They say with the winter months ahead and our ability to generate revenue significantly impacted with limited capacity due to COVID-19, we have made the very difficult decision to shut down operations at Ballast Point in Chicago effective October 24th, according to their San Diego operations. I think this was only inevitable after money just being thrown out the window with Ballast Point and then being bought out. It's not a huge surprise. And they spent a ton of money getting that Chicago place up and going. And
yeah, that's right.
I think it was only open for a year or so.
Also, their beer sucks.
#truth.
It gives me a headache.
Yeah, that wasn't going to work in Chicago, though. We had called that. That was like, come on, man.
Yeah, like the nautical theming of San Diego in Chicago was kind of weird.
Right. And then just fruiting up the beer.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, you want to sell some beer? Add some fake fruit to it. It'll be fantastic.
Chicago's not going to be down with that.
Yeah.
They won't even let you put ketchup on your hot dog, man. They'll look at you sideways. They won't be down with fruity beer. Come on.
Ballast Point had a really rad location in Temecula, and it was not open. It wasn't open for very long at all. They redid it. It used to be the Captain's Cabin. Captain's Cabin had been in Temecula just for forever. And Ballast Point moved in and made it was really cool. But I went there once and their beers hurt my head. I don't mean to throw shade, but
it's that sugar and not so buoyant.
Yeah, but I like the sweeter beers, and I can't fuck with it.
Yeah, I know. I talked to one of the former brewers down there, and he said he came up with the pineapple sculpin and was like, when I made it, like I didn't want to make it, but for what it was pretty good. And then I turned it over and they kind of shit on it and used fake pineapple and pineapple flavorings instead of actual pineapple. And
it's not his anymore, you know? He sold it.
Yeah. That's fine. He just won GABF this year. So,
well, there you go.
I think he's doing okay.
Dang. Legend.
This is some sad news. Mikkeller, New York City is closing down as well.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they were not able to hang in that neighborhood, mainly because of baseball. They said, "Dear friends and followers, we've had to make the difficult decision to permanently close the Mikkeller Brewing NYC location at Citi Field. With no foreseeable customers at Citi Field, Mikkeller is consolidating its New York City brewery with its San Diego brewery and closing Mikkeller NYC. Thank you for your support over the past 2 years. We're extremely grateful to have been part of the New York brewing community and have had the opportunity to present our beers in this incredible location. Mikkeller fans will still be able to get freshly brewed Mikkeller beers in New York at their favorite stores, bars, and restaurants. We loved our time in Citi Field and wish everyone the best during the difficult time." You know, it's not something to really think about with all the shit. You think, like a restaurant might close down or whatever, but you don't think about baseball stadiums not being open, so other breweries, or not breweries, but businesses on top of that can't stay open either.
I've thought about that a lot. I think about my bartender all the time too.
Your bartender?
Her and I were on we were beer tender. We were on first name basis at the Angel Stadium.
Oh.
I miss her. I wonder if she's thinking about me right now.
I'm sure she is.
I still look at my Angel glass.
Oh, good.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Let's go Halos.
Right. Yes, indeed.
Save it for next year. 2021 coming in hot.
Maybe next year.
You jinxed him, Scott. Thanks a lot for that.
Yeah, it's Scott's fault. It's Scott. Blame it on Scott.
It's always
hey, zip it, Dan.
You sound like my wife now.
Mm-hmm.
She sounds like a smart lady.
Yeah. She can be that smart. She married me.
Touche.
Some interesting news to come out of the Anheuser-Busch camp. Usually it's bad news or weird news. They're working with Rio Tinto to produce a more sustainable beer can, and reduce carbon emissions during production by 30%. And the other good news is this could potentially produce more cans on a more regular basis. So I know Nick's probably feeling the pinch of can production, and
I think I'll stay pinched rather than buy Budweiser cans. But
no, I am not advocating for buying their cans. I'm just saying, hopefully, the company they're working with can
whatever we can do to reduce our footprint sounds great.
And more importantly, make more beer cans.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking about. And when we were talking about that earlier too, is just like how much more important it is to recycle and get those beer cans back in there so we can fill them up again.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that is true.
Yeah,
I'm trying. I am trying.
Yeah, it's another reason why I'm making a dent in my beer fridge. You know,
right?
So I can empty out those cans. Yep, for the environment. I'm a giver. You know, I'm a giver.
You drink green.
I do
drink green. Yes,
that's right.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Nice.
Some drinks, some drink 16-ounce cans. And then finally, Constellation Brands signs a sponsorship with WWE to sponsor SummerSlam next year. So if you need another reason to stop watching wrestling, here it is.
Yes.
Because the reason the shit happened, Corona, is now a sponsor of SummerSlam. 2021.
I haven't watched it in minutes.
Yeah, I know. Scott hasn't watched it since about 5 minutes after we hit record. Yeah, they're going to sponsor the entire pay-per-view as well as have a sponsored match, which I can only imagine means two people dressed up as Corona bottles fighting each other.
Oh, man.
What else could it be?
Vin Diesel might come out of retirement.
There you go. Vin Diesel might come out and hold his Corona bottle like a weirdo and have one last match.
I live my life one body slam at a time.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Oh, dear. That is everything from us.
Can I ask one more question from Nick?
Sure.
Only if he says yes.
Nick, I noticed in the background you have looks like a bass guitar. Are you a musician?
That was my first life. Yes, was musician. Yeah.
Hey, with the ukulele too.
That's what moved me to California. Was teaching music. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And then I ended up in Temecula teaching high school, and quickly learned that I don't like that. and got an awesome job at a Temecula local brewery called Wiens Brewing Company. And the rest is history.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But you know how to play the bass.
The bass, yeah. My primary instrument was trumpet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What was your instrument, Scott?
Plays it every night.
Something in high school?
I did trumpet.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. And then I eventually went to the tuba.
I would have just guessed spoons by looking at you, but fellow trumpet player is cool.
I used it to play the radio a lot. So.
Oh, God.
So fucked up.
Oh, man.
You tried forks. It didn't work out well.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Yeah. Nick, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Cheers, guys.
And thanks for the beer. If you guys want to hear the interview that Nick and I did back almost 3 years ago, Batch 85. It was released on February 27, 2018. You can just go to the website, theunfilteredgentleman.com, and go to our episodes page. And if you just type in 14 Cannons, it pops up. It's Batch 85. You can hear our interview. And when we did the interview, you guys had been open for like
not long.
3 months.
I think I had like 6 beers on tap.
I think we tried all the beers you had on tap that day.
I remember being nervous because I like wanted you to try our amber lager, and it was still in the lagering tank. And so I poured you a sample off the lagering tank, and I think in the episode, I was like, I swear it's going to be good someday.
It's going to grow up to be a good beer.
Yeah. Now it's a core beer. It's won 3 gold medals. Yeah.
And it's one of our favorite. In fact, when I proposed my wife, we did like a scavenger hunt. I made her stop by the brewery and pick up a growler of that as part of this. And then we had, of course, the pail at the wedding. So
that's right. Yeah. Yeah. I think that was the first time anyone bought my beer for a wedding.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A lot of firsts with you.
Ooh,
wow.
awesome.
Glad to be that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. The pail was one of the first ones to go that night, which was sad. I didn't get very much. I got a lot of something. People kept handing me beer. At one point, I don't know what I was.
As they should.
Yeah. Yes. I had good groomsmen. I don't remember the end of the night. So, but yeah, so Batch 85. And if you're in the Southern California area, go check out 14 Cannons in Westlake Village, California. They have great pizza as well as great beer. And pick up the anniversary if you can. Is there? I'm guessing the answer is no, or mostly no. Is there any sort of like event planned for the anniversary?
No, it was this beer. The beer was the event.
The breweries that are trying to do these Oktoberfest parties and anniversary parties, like, don't get shut down. It's not worth it.
That's right.
I totally understand, but the beer makes it worth it. So 14cannons.com.
You can pre-buy our beer online.
Pre-buy it online. Pick it up at the brewery.
Are you guys shipping within California?
Only to you, Allie.
Ooh, I know. I
Special
was going to say that. Well, I got some, so.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Feeling all special.
You got to be a someone.
Right. Yeah. Thanks, Nick.
Made her day. Go to 14cannons.com or at 14cannons on the gram. Find us at theunfilteredgentleman.com or at theunfilteredgentleman across the board on social media. Leave us a voicemail, 805-538-BEER. It's 2337. Or Flex. Don't forget to drunk dial us. We're still waiting for that voicemail from you.
I am going to say this is the last time I'm asking him I'm over it.
There you go.
Enough is
You're
enough.
fed up.
Yeah.
Never again.
Yeah.
Put some rules down.
That was the last time we're asking you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Come on, Flex. This is it. It's your last chance.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to wrap things up rapidly. Hope everyone is staying very well hydrated. And on that note, good night, everybody.